Good morning to you. Yeah, Zak Brown's here, just checking his phone. And one gauge, I suppose, of how good a car is, and we've just heard it, Zak, who is, of course, McLaren's chief executive, is how many quick one-liners you come out with in advance of an interview like this. But listen, Lando's in the car. It's made its maiden lap. Initial signs and just, I suppose, initial signs from the team this pre-season as to how well set you are.
We feel good. It's been a good winter. We're happy with the development. Never quite happy enough, but I think all the men and women at McLaren have done a fantastic job. Feels like we've continued on our development pace from where we were the second half of last year. So as long as the data is accurate, I think we should start pretty strong. Of course, you never know what the competition's doing. So, but we definitely feel we've taken a step forward.
Well, listen, you pulled off that masterstroke in getting Lando nailed down to a longer-term deal. It seems a masterstroke because Lewis Hamilton, on soccer's deadline day, goes and signs up with Ferrari. So I guess Mercedes would be looking maybe enviously to try and sign someone like Lando. But did you have a heads up that that was going to happen? Did that influence at all why you got the Lando Norris deal done early?
We were aware that there was potentially some movement, but that didn't really have anything to do with Lando. We'd signed him up previously. We were just waiting for him to get back to actually make the announcement. But we knew that Lando and, of course, Oscar, but we have Oscar signed up for a while, were both hot properties. So it was less about knowing specifically what was going on with Lewis and Ferrari and Mercedes as much as knowing Lando's top of everybody's list, and ours included. And we had a really strong second half of the year, and I think Lando's got the same confidence we do in the team and belief in ourselves, and so it was great to get him signed up. And, I think what I've really focused on is bringing stability to the team. So with our new hires, our existing team, Andrea, our technology infrastructure, we're just trying to keep our head down, be focused, and, some drama going on in the sport at the moment. We don't want to be part of it.
You seem set. Maybe Mercedes and seeming a little bit in transition at this minute. Maybe get your thoughts on that in a sec. But there is a bit of a row you've been dragged into, which something you raised, your concerns about one entity owning two teams in F1. So Red Bull, people will know, also have traditionally what's been a junior team, AlphaTauri, they're calling the RBs this year. You think that's not appropriate, especially for the way F1 is set at the moment. Peter Bayer, we put that to their chief executive, your counterpart there, said, well, Zak Brown, he didn't mention you by name, is not speaking in the wider interests of the sport. That's paranoia speaking. Are you paranoid, Zak?
No, and actually I'm speaking in the wider interest of the sport. If you look at every other major sport, you're not allowed to own two teams. And I'd even go further, there's A-B team relationships. And when these started 15 years ago, it was because there was a huge gap between the top teams and the bottom teams. Now that there's this great budget cap in place, all 10 teams are pretty much running to the cap, so we all it's an equal playing field. So to have two ownerships, I can tell you from sitting in the FIA F1 Commission meetings, the voting's always the same, even when in theory it shouldn't be in one of the team's best interest. We've seen it on track, some collaborations going on, and then technically, they've been very forthright in, we're going to take the suspension, etc. And a definition of a constructor is a team who develops their own IP. So I just think the sport's now moved on to an equal playing field. So to have A-B relationships, to have co-ownership of two teams, I think is in a level playing field. It's not what the fans expect. And so the FIA really needs to do something about it.
Well, listen, they're not here to defend those assertions, but we will get their view on that. Okay, here we are, day one of the car. I like asking for predictions, of course. Is there anything you can share in terms of, before a wheel is turned, where you expect, or with a fair wind, expect McLaren to be operating at this year?
I think I'd say ambition versus expect, because you ultimately don't know what the competition's done, and no one's standing still. Our hopes, our goals, our ambition is to definitely take a step forward. We finished fourth in the championship last year, but the second half of the year, we were the third quickest team. So our ambition is to move forward from there. We see no reason why, if we don't continue on the development pace, why we can't be winning races at some point over the years. So, lots of podiums and some wins are certainly the ambition. Time will tell whether we're fast enough and what the competition's done.
That sounds good, and what we're listening to sounds good as well. And for you F1 fans out there, yeah, that's what you want to hear more of, the engines starting and the teams racing. We haven't got long to wait, of course, till the start of the season. Great to talk to you, Zak.
Thank you.